As I mentioned, I read your book and I have so many questions to ask you. So many questions that I made note cards to go with the questions. So that way I will not forget all the questions that I wanted to ask you. So I have my notes cards right here. So if you don't mind, we're just going to go through these questions.
Sure, I don't mind. Hopefully I can answer all your questions.
Okay. Question number 1. In the book, you mentioned that you grew up in a village that didn't have any way to communicate with outside your village. No way to communicate with the other side of the world.
Yes, I did grow up in a village that didn't have any way to communicate with the outside world.
So are you telling me that you guys didn't have any cell phones?
Nope, no cell phones.
Computers?
Nope, no computers.
So I'm guessing you guys didn't have, internet either.
No, we definitely did not have internet.
No internet? You at least had newspapers, right?
Nope, no newspapers.
No newspapers? Okay, hold on. Hold on. You guys had radios though. I mean, you had radios to at least listen to the news and so you can know what's going on around you.
Nope, we did not have radios either.
You guys didn't have those either? So how did you guys communicate with, how did you know what was going on around you?
We didn't. Everything we knew was whatever was happening.
Oh, you guys didn't. So everything you knew was whatever was happening in your village.
Yes, everything we knew was what was happening in my village at that time.
Oh wow, that is mind-blowing. Oh man, so crazy. Okay, so what language did you grow up speaking?
I grew up speaking Chimney.
Do you still remember it?
No, I do not remember how to speak it. Just because it's been a while since I spoke the language itself.
You don't. I guess that makes sense, since it's been a while since you were able to speak it. You wouldn't have anyone to speak it with. On to the next question. So in the book, you said that most everything that you guys ate, you had to grow it yourself.
Yes. Everything we ate, we grew most of it.
Yeah. Man. Like, what exactly did you guys grow?
What we grew? We grew stuff like peppers, tomatoes, cucumbers, carrots, beans, and okra was also something we grew.
You also mentioned in the book that nature kind of provided a lot of food for you guys.
Yes, nature did provide a lot of the stuff for us.
Yeah. Girl, I'm a big fan of avocados. Like, I cannot imagine picking a fresh avocado, eating a fresh avocado. I cannot imagine eating a juicy, ripe pineapple or even a ripe mango. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. It just sounds so heavenly. Heavenly.
Yes, it is really amazing to eat a fresh avocado or a fresh pineapple. Oh, mangoes. Those were my thing. I love mangoes.
I just can't imagine. I just can't. I just can't. Okay, girl, moving on. Moving on. Oh, in the book, you mentioned that you guys did not cook with a stove. So how did you guys make your meals?
Yes, when we cooked, we didn't have any stove. So everything had to be cooked on open fire. As a kid, our job was to go out, gather wood to make the fire.
Oh, wow. So the kids also have to work. Yeah. Wow, that seems like a lot of work for a kid to do. But I guess you guys have to do what you have to do, huh? Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow. So what was the main food source that you guys ate?
Our main food source were peanuts and cassava. Those were the main things that we ate the most of. Also, we ate a lot of rice because we also grew rice. So those were the main three things that we ate the most of.
Yeah. So those were the main ones. Why were they why did you guys eat those the most?
Mainly just because when we grew them, we can grow a lot of it. Peanuts can be eaten multiple ways, so that makes it very good food source. Cassava can also be eaten multiple ways. There's the root of it that you can eat, and the leaves of it that you can eat.
Oh, so they were easier to grow, and you can basically, when you grow them, you can grow a lot of it. Okay, makes sense. Yeah, and different way of eating those food.
Now, I don't know if you know about this, but peanuts can be eaten uncooked, cooked, roasted, and of course, that's where you get peanut butter. So that's what makes peanuts such a good food resource for us.
Yeah. Oh, wow. That's amazing. Alrighty. Moving on to the next question. In the book, you mentioned that in order for you guys to eat meat, you had to hunt it yourself.
Yes, most of the meat that we ate, we hunt ourselves.
Oh, wow. Like, what exactly did you guys use to hunt your meat?
What do we use? Arrows, spears, and nets, and also cages. The guys are mainly the ones that do the hunting.
Oh, okay, okay. So that's basically the guys do that kind of stuff. Good, because you know, it sounds like a guy's job to me. Okay, girl, moving on. So, in the book, you didn't mention anything about you guys going to school. Like, the kids didn't seem to be in school. Like, how did you guys learn?
No, we did not go to school. We mostly learned by watching the adults. We learned by working alongside the adults. So a lot of our knowledge was passed down by just watching and working alongside.
Oh, yeah. So you had to watch the adult, and you basically learn what they pass down to you. So you work alongside the adult, and you learn by watching. Yeah.
Yes, that was the best way to learn without having to read it from a book. But most of the stuff that we learned were more physical stuff.
Wow. Oh, so most of the stuff that the kids do were physical stuff. Oh, okay. You guys didn't go to school, but it sounds like you learned a lot. Yeah, that's nice. That's good. So, the book, you mentioned about fishing. And you seem to be so excited in the book talking about fishing. Look, what was so exciting about fishing?
I used to enjoy going fishing. It wasn't an easy task to do, but it was kind of a fun thing, as I remember, fun thing to do. Basically, the way we fish was we will find an area of the lake that we want to fish at. Then we will block that area with rocks, logs, and branches. Once all that area is blocked out, we then will bail out the water. Then after all the water is gone, the only thing that is left will be fish, shrimp, crabs, and snails.
Yeah. Wow, that sounds like a lot of work. Yeah. Sounds like a lot of work to me.
It was a lot of work, but it was fun. And girl, once in a while there would be a snake in the water or the place that we're fishing at. And when that happens, it's usually an exciting and chaotic time. Because growing up, I was told all snakes are poisonous. So every time we see a snake, we would kill it. So whenever there's a snake in the water, child, everyone will go crazy. Once people will start grabbing rocks, just anything to kill it.
So I'm guessing you guys did not mess around with snakes.
No, we did not mess with snakes. Not at all.
So you also mentioned about this particular fish that you enjoy catching? Like, what was so amazing about this fish?
I don't remember the name of the fish, but I just remember every time we caught one is that it will electrocute you. I think that's why it was so much fun, is getting that. Once it shocks you, you get that numb feeling going down your entire body. I remember as a kid, we would play a game to see who can hold the fish the longest as it shocked you. So that was pretty fun thing that we did as kids.
Oh, I can see that. So it would shock you. Yeah. Oh wow, that sounds fun. That sounds like a really fun thing to do. I can see why you enjoy fishing. Yeah, that sounds fun. So, as I was reading the book, the first chapter, it seems like you guys had a lot of food to eat. You had what you grew, you had what nature provided, and it just seems like you guys were well provided for. Yeah.
Oh yes, we had enough food to eat. We had what nature provided and what we grew. So yes, as a kid, for the first part of my life, I never really had to go to bed hungry. There was always something to eat. We would eat throughout the day. We eat peanut throughout the day. We eat cassava throughout the day. So we always had enough food to eat.
And it just seems like you guys were well provided for.
Yes, it was easy for us to get meat because we live close to the jungle.
Oh, a jungle?
Yes, a jungle. I was growing up, I was told not to ever enter the jungle without an adult. So, as I remember, there was a lake between us, which is where we work in the farm. So there was the farm, then the lake, and on the other side, there was the jungle.
Well, girl, I can see why the adults would say not to go in the jungle, because wild things can happen in the jungle. I don't know. I'm assuming that wild things can happen in the jungle.
Yes, I do agree with you. A lot can happen in the jungle.
Well, I think I've asked you all the questions that I wanted to ask you. Is there anything that you want to mention?
Yes, one thing that I wanted to mention, just because I didn't write much of it in the book, is that I grew up without my parents.
Oh, so you didn't grow up with your parents?
I was raised by my grandmother.
So your grandmother was one that raised you? You don't know?
No, I do not know what happened to my parents.
So this whole time, the only person you know is your grandmother?
As I can remember, it has always been my grandmother around.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's unfortunate. But I'm glad your grandmother was with you. Yeah. Well, girl, thank you for answering my crazy questions, but I'm afraid these are not the last. These are just the first questions. I think I have more questions to come, so hopefully you won't mind.
Okay, I'm looking forward to those questions. I'm sure you have a lot, so I don't mind answering them.
Next time, I might. Right here, there's only 3 notes cards. The next one, it might be more than 3. I don't know. But I hope you're ready to answer more questions, because a lot of questions. There are a lot of information and a lot of good stuff in this book, and I have a lot of questions for you. So hopefully you won't mind answering more questions.
I will do my best to answer all your questions. So bring them on. I'm sure whatever questions you have, I should be able to answer it.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, thank you, girl. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to do this with me.
You're welcome. I guess see you next time.